Hello guys, it's Max here from Daily Market Movements and welcome to another episode where today we're going to be analysing the NASDAQ100 futures chart. Just before I start today's video, for those who are still wanting to join my signal service, please head over to my website dailymarketmovements.com. I've left the website link in the description of today's video. I charge a very small fee of $29.99. But let's get back to the NASDAQ100. The NASDAQ is currently trading in positive territory. We did actually initially open the trading session in the red. I think we had a session down at around 13,200, and it's very clear here that I think what the NASDAQ's trying to do is go and retest those lows down at around 13,000, and I believe that we will eventually get there. You know, as I just mentioned, the market is trading in positive territory at this moment in time, but you know, the market is very choppy at this moment in time, and I would not be surprised if we did end the session negatively down. You know, even if we do build up by a few hundred points further here for the NASDAQ 100, I still believe that we could potentially see a rollover down towards 13,000. But that being said, although short term we may encounter some more pain, it's actually rather bullish because we're forming this W pattern, and this is something that I've been saying on my YouTube channel now for the past 2 to 3 weeks. For those who have been watching, you know, if I just draw this W shape that we're kind of forming at this moment in time, let me just do the skeleton works of it. You know, this is where we're going to come down and test that 13,000 level, which is also otherwise known as a double bottom, and this technically speaking signals the end of a negative trend. So this, you know, this could be potentially medium to long term bullish here for the NASDAQ 100. And also it's very important to not forget that this week we have some huge FANG names, some huge tech names who have a large weightage in this index, the NASDAQ 100, reporting earnings this week. And that could potentially sway where this market heads next. If this company, if these companies come out with positive earnings and investors are impressed, and you know, that could potentially be a catalyst that sends the NASDAQ 100 higher in the short term. I also want to quickly take you over to the VIX. Now, the VIX is, of course, the it measures the volatility seen here in the S&P 500. And I think about a few months ago, I was explaining here on the VIX that the VIX tends to work in series of 8. So let's just go and, starting with 20. And then from 20, you of course have 28, and then above 28 you have 36, and that's where we failed to break above. So at this moment in time, we're pretty much testing this 28 area. We are trading slightly above it, but you know, the same happens here up at 36, and then we actually pulled our, on both occasions, or on 3 occasions actually, we actually pulled back down all the way down towards 28. So at this moment in time, we are slightly trading above 28, but I think this is an area where investors will come back in and the volatility will start to calm down. And of course, when the VIX goes down, typically the stock market goes up. So what I'm looking for is 28 to hold here on the VIX, and if we could see a price movement perhaps down towards 20 in the upcoming weeks, I think that will be a catalyst that will help the NASDAQ 100 recover. S&P 500, I just want to quickly jump over to the S&P 500 because it seems to be lagging the NASDAQ 100 movements, but it seems to be the indice where everyone's looking for further direction. You know, very similar to the NASDAQ 100. It looks to me as if we are forming this W pattern here. So, we've got a very steep rebound there for the S&P 500, and if we just draw the phase that we're currently in now, it looks highly likely to me that I think that we are going to go and trade down towards 4,100. That could potentially be a fantastic buying opportunity, this area here, for medium to longer term, and that's where we could potentially get our bounce back up towards at least the 4,600 area, potentially even going back to go and retest those all-time highs, perhaps during the latter phase of this year. But the markets continue to be choppy here, so the key is to trade very, very small at this moment in time. I am bullish. I think that this is an area where you want to be buying. There's lots of investors that are basically running for the hills here, and I think that is a mistake. I think in a few months' time, you will look back at this opportunity and think, man, I wish I bought